Hi, this is Betsy Guthrie from Indivisible Marin, and you're going to listen to me make calls on 5calls.org to my representatives. You get to the application by just typing 5calls.org in your computer or tablet. It's the first time you're using it. You need to enter your address, 12184. I live in Volusia, New York, which is about 2 hours north of New York City. Now you have a list of issues here, all the top issues right here, and then you can click here to see all 48 issues that have complete scripts that you can use to call your representatives. However, I recommend that you start by seeing what everyone else has been calling about, which is by going down here to this interactive dashboard. This tells you for each of your representatives how many calls they've gotten in the last 7 days through the 5calls.org app. So Josh Riley, my representative, has gotten, 48 calls for Oppose the SAVE Act, 31 for no continuing resolution for DHS. And as you can see, these others are all top issues right now. Kirsten Gillibrand, one of my senators, also has, it's really the same 5 issues, maybe a different order, and Chuck Schumer is my other senators. Now, if you look at this list and you think, oh, I really want to add my voice to one of these top issues, you can click on the issue and just click Make This Call, and it will open up the script. Let me demonstrate that. Here's the background about it. If you would like to review it, then you have a sense of where this issue has gone in the last few months, how it's developing. And here are your 3 contacts. You've got Josh, and I've got both Kirsten and Chuck, because both the House and the Senate will be voting on this. If it's just a House issue, I would only see Josh. If it was just a Senate issue, I would only be seeing Kirsten or Chuck. And if it was something that also affected the state, I might see our governor, Hochul, listed here as well. So who you get depends on who has influence on that issue right now. And here is the script itself. This is the one I'm going to be calling about. However, before I start calling, I wanted to show you another way you can get at the other issues. If I click on 5 calls right up here, I will go back to the main screen, and there are other issues here that might resonate with you. And then if you want to see all 48 issues grouped by topic, they're all listed here. And you can see when they were last updated. And each one of these opens up to background and a list of the representatives that are relevant and the script. I'm actually going to call on the no continuing resolution for DHS. So I saw that as one of the top issues, but I can access it from here as well. I'm going to click on that. Same thing we saw earlier. And I'm going to start by making the call to Josh. Now, what's important is that I look at this and review it, and also check to see what has he done recently about this particular issue. I think that's important, because when you call, if he's been actively taking the stand that you agree with on the issue, you don't need to go into a lot of detail here, and you can also acknowledge and thank the person on the phone or in the voicemail for his support. You're just adding your voice for support. Likewise, if you have a Republican representative, you can see exactly what they've been doing, and you can then name it in your message to this person that you're not happy in that you're watching them. In this case, I wrote Josh Riley in opposing DHS funding. And I got this AI overview that said he has taken stances opposing funding measures for DHS. He's a really good, strong first-term Democrat, so I know he's been doing that. But I like to be able to be specific so that he knows I'm really watching him in this case. And I know that Gillibrand and Schumer have also been very active on this as well. So once you've looked up background, if you wish, if you don't know it, and then I'm ready to make the call. Now, I'm going to call his New York, Washington office first because that is the place where all the calls are recorded. All of the data is recorded. I'm going to ask for three things. I can't ask for all of these. So what I'm going to do is right now, I'm going to ask for a repeal of the slush funding, this one, and a ban on the use of surveillance technology and the end of use of deadly force and detention of U.S. citizens and lawfully present immigrants. Okay. So let me get ready and make this call. They usually answer for Josh in Josh's office. Usually your representatives will have somebody actually answer the phone. All right, so I'm going to dial his number.
Office of Congressman Josh Riley, how can I help you?
Oh, hi, this is Ann Guthrie from Valencia, and I'm calling with an opinion on an issue. Sure. Need anything else from me, my zip code or anything?
No, I don't.
Okay, I've called before. Okay, I'm just calling him to urge him to vote against the continuing resolution for DHS. And I know he's been actively taking that stand. There were three things that I request, which is one, a repeal of the 170 billion slush fund for ICE and Border Patrol, and two, an end of the use of surveillance technology to track people.
Okay.
And three, an end to the use of deadly force and detention and deportation of U.S. citizens and lawfully present immigrants.
Okay.
Just wanted to know I'm behind him on this 100%.
Well, great. I will definitely pass those comments on to
Yeah.
the Congress. Thank you for calling.
And I'll be working hard for him in 2026. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it. Goodbye.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
So I usually have a very, very satisfying contacts in his office in Washington. And always appreciate it. Always appreciate them. So now I'm going to click that I contacted them and I'm moving right on to Senator Gillibrand. Now I almost always get voicemail. So if I do, I'm going to try her Albany office, which is the closest one to me.
The Washington, D.C. office.
Okay, I'm going to try Albany and see if I get a person. If not, I'm going to call back the Washington office and leave a message. So,
Senator Gillibrand, Albany main line is not available.
oh, it's Gillibrand. I just moved here 9 months ago and I continue to mispronounce her name. Gillibrand. Okay, I'm going to try the Washington office again.
The Washington, D.C. office of Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is me. If you are receiving this message, you have either called outside of our normal business hours or all of our lines are currently busy. Please leave a message after the tone and we will attend to your call as soon as possible. Thank you for calling.
Oh, hi, this is Ann Guthrie. I'm in Valencia, New York. That's 12184. And I'm calling to urge Senator Gillibrand to vote against the continuing resolution for DHS and only support a funding bill that includes significant changes at ICE and the Border Patrol. I have three specific asks. One is a repeal of their $170 billion slush fund for ICE and Border Patrol. The other one is a ban on the use of surveillance technology to track people. And the third is an end to the use of deadly force and detention and deportation of U.S. citizens and lawfully present immigrants. Thank you so much for taking my message, my call here. And I am a big supporter of her, and I just urge her to keep up the fight. Thank you so much for, again, recording this as an important call for her. Okay, so that's voicemail. Now, I will not continue on and call Chuck Schumer. You always get voicemail with him. So I would do a similar thing. I believe when I call him, they will say, please leave your address and zip code. So if they request that information, then you will then of course try to remember to include that when you leave the voicemail. So elapsed time here has probably been less than 10 minutes. And I've made the calls. So I recommend 1 or 2 calls, 1 or 2 times a week, make your calls. And you may even actually you get more comfortable with it, and you may actually start making friends in your representative's office. Thanks so much for listening to this video.